What's up, everybody? Welcome, good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to the Sandbox Game live stream for Wednesday, November 24th, 2021. It is my first Wednesday in a very long time. I'm very excited. My name is Joseph the Vision X Matting, and alongside me, through the magic of the internet, I gave you no special title today because today, Alex, you are simply an astronaut, as we have all gone to the moon. Alex Florez.
Hello, everybody. Yeah,
How's it going?
$8. Woo!
You feeling good?
I don't think it's it. Is it? I'm feeling really good.
Feeling good? I'm feeling real good.
We're not quite at $8 anymore, but we're definitely above $7.
I want to go check. I want to go check right now. Yeah, man, like
$7.59
at the moment. It's I'm seeing a totally different number.
It depends.
Market cap. I need that decentralized, that DeFi out here. CMC doesn't take DeFi. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, each and every Wednesday right here on youtube.com, twitch.tv, Theta, D Live, Facebook, and twitter.com/the Sandbox Game. We're playing your games because it's a Wednesday. We're going to break the game. We're going to attempt to break the game, that is. Sometimes we have these fantastic games that the community submits, and we won't be able to break them. Sometimes, first thing, you know what I mean? You just jump in. It's like, well, it's broken. And we help you fix those games. Get them ready for the Sandbox Metaverse when it goes live, when you can publish your game. If you're watching live with us today, you have a special opportunity. During this stream, feel free to ask us anything from questions about the game maker, maybe our asset creation software, VoxEdit, or anything else in the Sandbox ecosystem. We'll answer these questions live as they come in. And for those questions that we cannot answer live, please feel free to click on the wonderful social channels in the description below this video. Tag us after the show on Discord, Twitter, Telegram, or any of our other great platforms, and we will get an answer out for you. Of course, if you're watching this later over on youtube.com, you may want to join us each and every Wednesday starting at 2200 UTC, because those watching live have the unique opportunity to win a Wizzy-themed NFT in the Sandbox ecosystem right here on this stream. We'll have more details on that coming later, so stick with us. For now, let's get started, Alex. It's a Wednesday. Let's play some video games, dude.
It is a Wednesday.
So excited. Along the way, while Alex is playing these games and we're giving the feedback, just keep in mind, I'll continue to answer those questions that do come in. I'm going to try to answer more of them so Alex can continue to produce great content for you. Excuse me, I just slapped my microphone. I'm so excited today.
Bong.
Woo! Boom. Oh, man.
It's a high energy day.
It's so high energy right now. I'm hyped.
All right, so as you can see, we've got a Wizzy the Blue hat here. I need to do a little more testing before I want to mint it. We're gonna try it out in some different characters and stuff. Make sure that everything looks good. But I just wanted to show that off. It's there. That's what we're giving away on stream today. Also, we are planning so many streams for the alpha. I just emailed our marketing team and Joseph with, I don't know, was there like 20 different stream days in the next 3 weeks? We're going to be streaming a lot here at the Sandbox. So keep an eye out for that schedule coming out. We're still working out all the exact details. Maybe some special guests, and definitely 100% giving away alpha passes on stream.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 1, maybe 2 each stream, streaming every single day for the first week of the alpha, and extra days on top of that. So, yes, there will be chances to win alpha pass. Not today. Not today.
That's right. Today we are going to be giving away Wizzy-themed assets, which was the hat Alex just showed on the stream. That hat is wearable by your character, giving you statistical bonuses when you wear that hat inside games that you'll play in the Sandbox Metaverse. Just keep that in mind. If you would like to win that before the end of this stream, I'll be leaving a form in the chat here. The form will only come from @the_Sandbox_Game, so just keep that in mind. And anything else that you see in the chat, I will warn you, because it looks like we have lots of people here on Facebook today. I appreciate you being here, but just be warned that sometimes people will come in the chat and try to say you can get this or you can get that, or send me some ETH and I'll send you some more. Don't do it. Don't click anything that doesn't come from me specifically. You'll hear me say that I put a link in the chat, and you'll see the link in the chat, okay? Besides that, that's what we're giving away today. And once again, as Alex said, alpha passes will be available as we get into these streams in the extended stream playlist. So those are going to start as early as when, Alex? When can we do that? Right after the hub launches, right?
When we start giving away the passes?
Yeah.
Possibly Saturday. I haven't had that confirmed yet. So potentially on our normal Saturday stream, but definitely for sure on Monday, which is the launch of the alpha. We will be streaming on Monday, most likely 9 p.m. Eastern time. Which...
Playboy Cardi asks over on YouTube, and I apologize because I want to hit this. These are super important questions that come in often. I'm going to say yes to this right away. Is the Creators Fund still available? Just keep in mind, if you're new to this ecosystem, if you're just learning about the Sandbox, if you're a creator that creates with VoxEdit, if you're a creator that creates with the Game Maker, those funds are still open, available, and continuing to grow as the days pass, okay? We are able to release funds to users through an application process as long as you kind of create a resume with the tools and you say, I've already made this. And at the same time, there are also contests that we constantly run, game jams, that Andy Ritchie has been in, reviewing all the arts, submitting those sorts of things. That game jam has an 80,000 sand prize right now. 80, and I don't even know the math on that while I'm thinking about it right now, but 80,000 sand for first prize.
7.5.
Yeah, 7.59. So $607,000 will be given to the winning team or individual who submits a game during this game jam. The game jam submissions, I think, have ended now, but there will be more game jams in the future. So lots of opportunities to make this your job in real life, if that's what you're interested in doing. So stick with us, hang out, learn some things, look at the tools as you see them being played here. And I'm going to stop talking now while Alex gets into this game.
All right. So first off, we have a Walking Dead Game Jam entry from Kodazeni and Lozen, the dynamic duo, tested thoroughly to Alex proof by their kiddos. We'll see if their testing was successful or if they're going to have to fire their team and get some new testers here. So this is Clear, a Morgan Jones story. I think this is supposed to happen in one of those seasons. Yeah, my voice is a little louder.
Much louder than mine, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, no, it's because I got used to having a cold and I was talking like this into the mic. So I'm gonna stay back here, and I'm gonna lower my volume a little bit in just a second. Right. Convinced he's been punished for his wife and son turning, Morgan believes he was chosen to clear the dying new world. Wow. Okay. All right. I turned my volume down a little bit. I turned Joseph up a little bit. Let's see how this goes.
We're having a good time.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
It's always a good time.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. The Alpha Hub, man, the Alpha Hub launch. Before, if you guys don't know, if you're seeing, I know Greenview Media is in the chat saying it's great to have us back together. I'm loving being here on a Wednesday. Currently, I stopped full-time work with the Sandbox. I'm here just for streams, just for you guys, just for keeping up with the news and the info for you. But I'm working at a school now with children in our local area because there was a big need for them for an after-school program. So it's great to come in and see all of the things that we were working on before start to really come to fruition.
I can't
move.
Are
you using a gun right now?
Yeah, they figured out
hack, dude.
Some hacks. What? There's more.
Okay, is it already broken that you can't walk, or are you meant to not walk?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm gonna do what I should have done a lot.
Okay, now I can move.
Yeah.
I had to clear the area before I could move on.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sense. Yeah, so it's interesting. I was in my classroom the other day, right, and I was working with these kids, and it's an after-school program, so I'm not a proper teacher, what have you. But we work on things like engineering, and I'm working with the University of Washington on drone programs. And this one student pulls up YouTube, and she was like, "Hey, I see you're on YouTube," and I was like, "No, I don't have a channel." And then she's like, no, it's you and another guy. It's you and this other guy, and you have lots of people who watch you, right? And she's like, are you famous, Joe? And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm just a dude. You know what I mean? Like, I just exist. And then she's like, no, you have people who want to talk to you, who actually want to interact with you. And I'm like, yeah, like it's funny. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, there we go.
All right, so DJGG asks, did you guys use Unity/Unreal for the game, or did you make your own engine? So we use Unity for the game making engine, if that makes sense. So we have a game maker tool that allows you to make any game you want with the tool. So we don't make these games actively. We create the tool. It's free for you to use. You can make those games, cost nothing, and then enter in contests like we're having with our game jam, like you're seeing here. For this game is submitted to the game jam. So if it wins, if this game gets first place, then they're going to earn in first place an over $600,000 total estimated value prize at 80,000 SAND tokens. When will Game Jam winners be announced? That's a good question, Alex. When is that show? Is that
that is December 11th. Oh, there's one
December
snuck up
11th?
behind me.
Okay, yeah. So a couple of weeks,
zombies are
because
too
there are a
quiet.
lot of games, and we want to make sure these games get thorough playthroughs, thorough reviews. Games are getting more complex as time goes by, as more people start to use the tools. The idea of these ranged attacks that you're seeing here on the screen is a completely developer-generated concept. This is not something that was built into the client inherently, but they figured it out. They figured out how to make ranged attacks work. And so you're seeing these gun games come into the game where we have only inherently made it like super easy to have a melee style game. So it's really changing. Let's see here. Okay, the question comes in, says, why am I always stuck at send for approval whenever I upload an asset, as the button is in gray and not blue? Well, Ibrahim, the artists currently can get their assets approved for sale on the marketplace, not the general public user. However, if you are making a game for the game jam and you were looking to have that approved so that people can put it into the gallery, as many of these assets are that you're seeing on the screen, then there is a special form that we make for that so that you can submit custom assets in there in that way. Let's see if I can answer
so how
some
they
more
did
of these
this,
here.
I technically know how they did this, but I'm gonna leave it a secret for people to figure out, because it's actually not probably gonna last forever in this format, because what they've done is very, very sneaky, and I have a feeling that it's gonna get changed, because we do intend to have proper first-person shooter, third-person shooter mechanics,
Sure.
as a, not a hack, but like a default way of doing things, because this way could lead to some funny exploits if we get multiplayer combat soon. And,
so an interesting question.
Yeah.
An interesting question comes in here, Alex, and I would like to know your feelings on this here. What's the most impressive game you've seen so far from the game maker? Because I have like 6 different answers for this.
Yeah, there's been so many good ones. I mean, as the first one that really wowed us was the Gray series by Cyberdragon, which was just all 3 of those games were just really groundbreaking. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the walkers here. Ooh, can I shoot through here? Sneaky.
Hacker, dude.
Oh wait, no, I'm not doing damage. I'm hitting the wall.
Dealing 1 damage.
Now. Okay, fine.
It says 1.
I'll move on.
All right. So, yeah, I think in the last game jam that I was a part of, Lucid spoke out to me as like a great narrative story, and so that's, like there's so many different ways you can look at it. Is it about game mechanics and innovation like you're seeing here in this game? Is it about the plot storyline, right? Like I think the same thing is true when you play any games. You go out and you play these AAA titles that you've seen elsewhere. You're seeing games and you go like, oh well, yeah, you could fly and backflip, but there's no story to go with it. So why do we care? You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's very interesting to see these games come through in these different ways, and they're all good in their different ways. Cyber Dragon, actually, another one for me was when he made something that no one ever saw, I think, and that was a like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game.
Oh, I saw that.
I mean, yeah, some people have seen it, but like
if
the
you
public
wanna,
in general.
right? I mean, it was a live building stream. Whoa!
Oh, that's a lot of.
It just got
it's an
intense.
ambush. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense that it's an ambush. When Moon, hey, how are you? When Moon, last week, you know what I mean? No, it's been great. It's been a really good week for Sand this week. And I got a sad story, Alex. You know this story, but I'm going to tell the public here. Once upon a time.
Let me turn down the music. Hold on. I don't know that they can hear you very well. The music surprised me.
It was alright. So I used to own 330,000 shares of Sand tokens. Back when like 5 people had that many. I'm gonna let the story end there, as the realization sinks into the chat. You could turn back up the music. Nah, Jackie Chan wants you to turn it up.
All right, we'll get a little bit louder, not too loud.
All right, let's go.
Because then I can't hear myself talking. All right. Yes, I just like listening to myself talk. Ooh, there's more. So the game, the platformer that you mentioned, why is the name escaping me? Lucid, thank you.
Which was also made by the people who made this game.
Yes. Lucid was great. I loved the story in that, and I used it as an example to some of our other staff because they were wondering what we could do as far as a 2.5D platformer. I was like, you got to check out what our community's making.
Oh yeah.
So that was Lucid was actually my not demo. What's the word I'm looking for? The use case for like a 2.5D platformer. Another great one. I don't remember the title of it. I'm really bad with names, so I don't remember the title of this game. There was a horror game that was part of, I think, the second or third Game Jam. Do you remember this, Joseph? It was the one. It's the one that actually scared you, but you didn't even have the sound on.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, the sound is so creepy, and you were like, I was scared even without the sound.
Yeah, gosh, I don't remember the name of it, but it was like a demon thing. It was almost like a Five Nights at Freddy's sort of stuff happening. It was the one of the first-person games that was ever submitted, and that definitely did that. Where like
first-person game and first real horror game too.
Yeah,
had actual working jump
going
scares
through the doors, and then just to be like, door opens and be like, oh god, like what are you doing to me? I'm gonna have a heart attack.
I think I cleared this area. Wait,
so
now there was a car that was glowing back here. Does that mean I can do anything with that? Can I like blow it up or something? If I shoot the car?
Castus Gaming asks an important question, so I want to make sure that I answer this here. It says, I submitted the Google form for the Game Jam with a missing word. Would that affect my participation? Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think
Potentially. Yeah, usually, like, we're real people behind the scenes, you know what I mean, that look at these games, that play the games, test them. And there have been many times where, like, somebody will have submitted a game, and they'll say, like, version 2.1, and then I'll see version 2.3 is uploaded, and I'm like, oh, okay, but you submitted 2.1, so I'm going to go play that. If your game has a very similar title to someone else's, maybe that affects it, but if it's relatively unique, it's, you're going to be fun. I don't think
see the
anybody's
usernames too, so like
exactly.
we can check to make sure it's the right one.
Yeah, and when you go back, like at a certain point, as a tester, you kind of go like, okay, well these games only go as far back as 50 pages in, so I don't need to go past that. So you could have a duplicate name to something way old, but we never see it. You know, it's good to go.
Dumpster fire.
If zombies are near the car when you shoot it, it kills all the zombies. Jazzwolf24.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think of that at the time. I was just like, huh, that car's glowing. I thought that maybe they had figured out a way to have me drive the car also, because I never know with these game jam people what kind of crazy mechanics they're going to come up with.
I like this. Electris says, if you want to play my game, it's on page 107. TWD Game Jam, The New Beginning. It was my first time using Game Maker, so feedback would be nice. That's what we're here for, you know what I mean? Let's see here. Not Jackie Chan asks, could you make a headshot mechanic too, locking two assets together, and if one dies, they both, the headshot asset taking more damage? Yeah.
Yes and no. Yes, because it is possible to have, you'd have the head node parenting whatever the body node is. But the issue is aiming. We can't really aim up and down. If you play Touche's game where he did a first-person shooter, he made it so that way if you attack once and then do the hold attack, it will aim at a different angle. So he actually changed it. If you fire and then fire repeatedly again, it will actually change the angle that you're shooting at, which is pretty cool the way he set that up. It's pretty difficult to hit something with that angled shot, though, because you have to be at just the right distance to line it up, because you can't really aim it. It's at a set angle. But yeah, once we have real aiming up and down, and we're not in like Wolfenstein style.
So the question, a question comes in. It says, "Can we sell our assets on the marketplace / OpenSea?" And so not currently, but really soon, you'll be able to mint your own assets, actively mint them. So we're waiting for that transition to complete, going onto the Polygon network before doing so. And there's some other staking mechanics that are going to come into play to get you the required components to do your minting. Because every time we mint assets currently, you're using gems, you're using catalysts, to kind of like set out the rarity of your asset and then what the traits are at that rarity. And after those things go in, then it is minted, and that all happening on the Ethereum blockchain, right? So when we move to Polygon, the general public will have access to this. This is going to reduce your fees dramatically. And once again, they are Ethereum tech. So you could then take it out of the Polygon network and you could sell it on OpenSea if you wanted to, or I guess OpenSea supports Polygon when I think about it for a second. Yep. So you could sell it on OpenSea there, or you can sell it directly through the marketplace. But it's just going to take a little while there for that to come through, because, you know, we're talking about at this stage like $8 billion worth of assets and NFTs that are going to be transferred over into that Polygon network, which is, you know, at total diluted value. I did the math earlier, and the Sandbox ecosystem going onto Polygon has actually got more value than the entire Polygon network. But they have a great technology that's going to make a lot of sense for us to get there, and it's going to save you guys a ton of money. So it's important to make the wait for that.
Was I not supposed to be shooting her? Oh,
game assets are going to be on Polygon, yes. All of the NFTs, all of that stuff, the whole ecosystem will eventually be moved to the Polygon network to help, again, save you money at the end of the day.
Oh, okay. I guess I could have killed her.
Stego says, "Congrats on the new ATH. Thanks. Congrats to you if you're part of the ecosystem. You get to enjoy those."
I got trapped in the corner.
How will I be able to get those game assets to create my NFT? Well, you can create your own assets right now using the VoxEdit tool. Otherwise, you can purchase other people's NFTs. If you don't want to be an artist creating them, you can buy them from other people and use them inside the game maker.
I didn't see that till it was too late. I could have shot those explosives.
Proto Kyle says, "Hey guys, I'm new to the game maker. Any tips on where to start, and what is your approach to general workflow?" I think you got a ton of people in the chat that are going to be. In fact, the people who made this game are in the chat right now. Kodizene and who's
Lozen.
the other dev? Lozen is in the chat as well. On over on Twitch.tv, they're in the chat there. And so you could ask those people specifically what their methods of their madness are here. But for me personally, it's like I like to have a spreadsheet or a very heavily bullet pointed like level. Okay, section 1, section 2, section 3, you know, if I'm going to have different quest components that go down in there, and then go NPCs. This NPC belongs in section 1. This, you know, this environment type is swamp, right? Or whatever it's going to be. So that's the way that I like to drill it out. That way I can go down my list and go cross, 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 cross. And at the same time, when you have that raw stuff, you could, if you have assistance, say, hey, you, my friend who we're also working on this, or my coworker who's working on this project, this is the design of the space. What's the narrative look like? And then they can work on the narrative so that you can copy and paste that narrative. Ibrahim says, someone told me that I should have 0.12 ETH to send my assets for approval. No, you don't need to do that.
You don't need any ETH to get approval on them. Approval is free. Minting costs about, depending on how you're minting. Oh, I want to do the card trick. It's only going to kill one of them.
Russell over on Facebook asks, do you have to own land in order to win an alpha pass? You could just join us when the alpha launches. We're going to be live streaming right here on this channel, whether it's on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, on Twitter, anywhere on the internet, pretty much where we live stream. You can win an alpha pass directly through our NFT giveaways here. There are lots of different ways to have access to an alpha pass, but the easiest way is to own land and submit for the raffle. Because the original intention, and they actually expanded this quite a bit since my last conversation in that meeting, which is very nice for the community, was that landowners would have 1,000 passes. They expanded that. So there's more opportunities, more chances to get into this alpha. And while you're in the alpha, you'll be able to earn 1,000 SAND tokens and 3 exclusive alpha-only NFTs through a sort of play to earn almost battle pass that you don't even have to pay for. You just get it. You just get it. Playing to earn. It's fantastic. So just watch that. Watch us come back.
There might be, so I'm not sure, you might need to pay gas to claim the pass after getting whitelisted for it. I'm not 100% positive on that part. But if you, what I can tell you is that the claiming for the pass on a not so great gas day might be like $120, but that gives you the opportunity to earn 1,000 SAND through the alpha season quests.
That'd be about $7,600 at this moment. And so worthwhile.
Yeah. So yeah, I would if you're not sure about claiming the pass, if you do win, claim the pass. Do it. Just do it. That is financial advice.
John Wicked says, when will our assets be unfrozen on OpenSea? You'll probably want to submit a support ticket for that one, John, specifically because I'm not aware of any assets being frozen on OpenSea. Yeah, so if you're having that issue, you'll want to submit that both through OpenSea and maybe through the Sandbox as well. But it's definitely more of an OpenSea problem than it is TSB, because we're not in charge of whether they freeze or unfreeze assets on their end.
Yeah, so, if it's a Sandbox asset, we can contact them to get them unfrozen. If that's what happened. Oh, those guys weren't close enough.
Yes,
but I'm not aware of any Sandbox assets on OpenSea right now that are frozen. There was an issue before. Someone had their wallet stolen, and the Dead Mouse and Artifact Punk equipment, excuse me, were were locked temporarily, and we talked to OpenSea and they got that unlocked, and that was to deal with the person who had stolen the content. So, other than that, I haven't seen any locked sandbox assets.
Yeah, John says it's only my sandbox assets. So if you're having that issue, that's definitely an OpenSea support ticket to address. So hit them up because I've seen this for other economies as well. In fact, I saw one earlier today regarding a Bored Ape community. So just definitely reach out to their support and see what you can get there. And I'm going to answer some other questions. Royal Nerve asks, "Is this live?" Yes, it is. Welcome to the show. We're here each and every Wednesday and on Saturdays as well. We also have a stream on Mondays with Panda Pops. If you want to learn how to make assets like these walkers that you see, or the gun that is doing the shooting, you can join us on Monday where Panda Pops is here specifically. Let's see. Bob Hayes asks, how are players without any money going to be earning sand by playing? Well, Bob, specifically, you don't have to have any money to earn sand when we leave the alpha. Okay. When the game opens to the general public, it is with the intention that you can just earn sand. And you would want to reconfirm this on the Discord, but in the weeks leading up to when I started to go work in my local school, there was a need there. They were discussing giving away 15 sand every 15 minutes in the social hub, doing events, multiplayer community-based events. If you see a staff member on at the time, they may say, hey, we're going to go run this route. We're going to go play this game together as a community, as a group, all together. If you get an opportunity to do that, and you see that moderator or, whatnot out there, that ambassador out there, then hang out, play the game, have some fun. They may have some sand for you. We'll see. We'll see what happens, though. There's a lot of different opportunities. When the game goes fully live, it's going to be pretty much exclusively play to earn sort of economy where you don't have to put money up front. And then if you choose to go play those community made games, you could potentially pay to go play them. I slapped the microphone again because I'm getting excited again.
How dare you?
How dare I? It's coming out in a few days, Bob. Yes, the alpha test is coming out in a few days. So you'll be one of potentially, I think, 5,000 passes, right, Alex? I want to double check
correct. There are 5,000 passes already minted.
Yep. So there's 1,000 of those passes gets distributed to landowners. Is that right? Or is it more than that? 3,000?
1,000. So the raffle. So if you're a landowner, you do need to sign up for the raffle. That makes us so we're sure that we're giving these to, live bodies, people who own land and are paying attention. And not just giving them away to people who, don't care about playing the alpha. So if you're a landowner, sign up for the raffle. It is on the homepage. Just go to sandbox.game. It's at the very top, in the very middle of the homepage, and sign up for the raffle there. Then there's 4,000 additional passes. Some, I believe, are reserved for staff, because we are going to have staff people running around in the hubs and stuff to help everybody. And then an additional, I think it's like 3,700 or something like that, are going to be given away here on stream, through Discord, through Twitter, through Facebook, various competitions. So there's going to be all sorts of ways to get at those passes. Just stay tuned. Make sure to follow on all the social media. And
hey, Panda Pops is here over on Twitch.tv. What's up, Panda? This is your Monday show right here. Panda Pops 90 on Twitch. Share some love. Share some love. Shang says sand is mooning. That's right. I'm sure it's not done. Bob Hayes asks, do you think the price will continue to go up after launch? It's not really our role to speculate on price. That said, we do have a lot of creative content, and what you're seeing in the alpha is curated directly internal, right? But the game you're seeing on the screen right now is community made, right? So if this game wins and they win a land, you could see this game on that land. So as the community continues to grow, we're over 300,000 registered users right now. Lots of games being made in secret, lots of games being made very public for these game jams. Those games are eventually going to get published to lands, and when they do, Will you want to play them? Will the community want to play them? I think absolutely. So it's really great. Joy, pasting your Ethereum addresses, probably not gonna get you any ease. You know what I mean? So Stego says, really, because I created a whole avatar, uploaded it, and could place it as a statue in game, but couldn't figure out how to equip it as an avatar. Okay, Stego, what you want to do is, if you would like for it to be the main character that people play when they go into your game, you need to make sure that you set that asset as the primary character. If you don't, then they won't play as that character. Keep in mind that when you do that, it will overwrite their avatar as they come into the game. And from the last I heard, that would also make your game ineligible for the play to earn seasonal mechanics. But if you're making a game that you expect people to pay to play, like an arcade style game, and you say, hey, you want to play, you need to give me like a quarter of a sand or whatever. Then
it's funny how that number has changed.
Yeah, that number keeps going down, Alex. When I try to like make it, I mean, if I wanted that to actually be like $1, it would have to be a quarter of a sand right now, right? So if you want people to pay $1 to play your game, whatever, let's not do the math. You know what I mean? Let's not do the math right now. But yes, there's if you wanted that to be the case where they're going to pay to play your game, that is perfectly reasonable to replace the avatar entirely, because you've made yourself a cinematic experience and you want them to experience it in a universal way, right?
Like,
so
for example, this is the character we're playing as right now. It's he's missing his head, but that's because we're doing this first person shooter mechanic, so we don't end up seeing the head. So this is a custom asset that I don't know if Lozen made it or if CodeZeni made it, but one of them set it up specifically for this game.
Yeah.
And you would not be able to play this with just a regular avatar.
So let's see here. One question came through, or a response came through. This is an important one. The Mythical Yeti card asks, will the land price ever change if sand hits $100, for example? Clanker's answers with the correct answer. Land in sales will always be 1,011 sand tokens. Okay. Now, if that seems like a lot, if that seems like a far stretch, I just want you to know that during this alpha, if you get an alpha pass, you're going to be earning 1,000 sand. So, you could do the thing. Yeah, exactly. Basically the entire cost of a land almost, Now you have an opportunity, of course, to sell the sand or keep it and use it to purchase land directly from us for 1,011 sand. So if you do that, then now you can have these games that you make get published and potentially earn more sand. You only need 1,000 people to play, right? And you're making profit. I'm sure you can get 1,000 players if you make a nice high quality game and you charge 1 sand to play. If 1 sand seems far-fetched because the sand is $15, you thinking people aren't going to pay $15 to play? Well, they just earned 1,000 sand for doing, just for playing. Why wouldn't they be willing to spread the love around? You know what I mean? So it's an interesting, it's a totally different mindset that you really have to go into when you're in the sandbox. It's completely different than any game you've ever played. It's completely different than any system of earning that you've ever earned, right? Like, nobody thinks I'm going to go play video games and make $7,000 this week, but this is the reality that we're in. This is how we bring the future of gaming to you. So this is, it's going to be it's so great. And the longer that, we're all here in this ecosystem, the longer we're all hanging out and playing it, the more of a reality it becomes, the less far-fetched it is, where you just go, yes, this will happen. It is happening. So it's great. How will land renting or billboard ad renting work? The tech review show we don't currently have an ad space. Essentially, if you're going to rent, you're going to rent the entire land NFT. Okay. And this is essentially an agreement that's going to be between you and the other user for a term of time. And so they'll be like, okay, I own this land, you're going to rent it. There's 2 different possibilities, and this hasn't been 100% fleshed out because it's going to require, I think, the integration with the Polygon network completely before you want to even try to do this. And that is, either you could do it like a sponsorship, the way, I don't know if you're familiar with Axie Infinity or how that system works, but you could sponsor people on Axie Infinity where you buy all of their NFTs for them. And then you say, we agree, I'm going to take 20% of all your earnings because I own the NFTs that allowed you to play. And then the user goes, okay, yeah, sure, I'll just take 80% of all the earnings because I created the game and you facilitated the NFT, right? So that's possible that it could be a system like that. I personally think that's the most ideal system. But there's also the opportunity where you could say, okay, for a flat rate, maybe you pay 100 sand to me and you can rent it for a year or whatever, right? So there's options, there's possibilities, but we'll see exactly as it gets closer. Those are the two highest priority possibilities right now. Yashik says, all those people saying moon, guys, stop saying sand $15. I want to buy cheap sand for 50 cents. Listen, Yashik, you were there. I remember you. You were there when it was like 10 cents. I think that's when I first started to see your username. We're here now, you know what I mean? This is the future. It's the future of sand. And you know, yeah, it would we want to say, well, I wish I could buy it at 50 cents, but this is the future. It's done and gone, you know. We haven't barely gotten started with the sandbox. So I guarantee you 5 years from now you're gonna go, man, I wish it was $7 again. Man, I wish it was just $7 for a sand token, you know?
Yeah, the Axie token's what, $130 something dollars? Something
yeah,
huge.
I'm pretty sure it's 142. Let's see. I have some. It's in my portfolio. 141.54 right now for an Axie.
You know, I don't know that Sand's going to do that, but
I mean, hey, you never know. You literally don't. You have no idea where it's going to go because there's 166,464 lands available, and each one of those can be a compelling experience in game. So if that is the case where people are here, they're in the ecosystem. Another thing that's interesting is once again, when you do spend money in the ecosystem, it is getting locked up for a 6 month to 1 year period. So if, you know, unless you're sending it peer to peer, if you're buying directly from the sandbox, these assets, then that sand is getting locked up, which takes away some of that from the ecosystem for a time. So lots of interesting tokenomics. I mean, it's great to talk about money. It's like this is what I do every day as I'm sitting here doing the math. But yeah, the Cosmo Grog's got the right idea here in the chat. Says Axie market. If we had the same total value as the Axie Infinity ecosystem, it'd be about $10 for a share, right? And so the question then becomes, you know, how fast is the sandbox going to escalate? How quickly are people going to flood into the system when they end up seeing how much you can earn when you play? And for Axie, that was exceptionally fast, extraordinarily fast, that they went, you know, 100,000 users, 200,000 users, a million, right? Like,
right.
What's your daily active users? And so if that's the case, then it's gonna be crazy fast. Panda Pop says, I did the math earlier. Made more money today than I would in a year at work. I think I made the right choice in quitting. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. These are the success stories that are great to hear. I actually had a laugh about that because I was at work, you know, the other day, and I received an airdrop for a thing that I invested in, and they like the airdrop was worth like 30,000, right? And my contract is for about 30 to 35,000. I forget, whatever it is. And I told my boss this, and then she was like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I make more money not being here than I do here, but I'm not here for that. I'm here for the kids, right?" And like, it just, you know, it's weird duopoly to go out into the real world, right? And you're like, "Oh, well, I've got this going on," and then you come back here into the crypto space, and everybody's like, "Yeah, this is normal." You know?
I don't think I'm gonna get to go back outside the hospital. I missed a whole bunch of zombies out there. I didn't realize I was walking into the entrance to the hospital. I saw the glowy thing. I was like, ooh, glowy thing, and then I was in the hospital. I'm like, oh.
Can I make it that players have to pay to open a door? Pampa, you cannot do that. The restrictions, the gating, the gating currently is such that you have an NFT to come into the NFT, if that makes sense, if you wanted to do it that way. or they could pay to come into your NFT land. So that's the restriction as it is. I have a question. Do you guys at the Sandbox game, if I make an asset in VoxEdit, can I turn this asset into an NFT and sell it on the marketplace? Not currently, but soon, yes. So it's always our intention that we're going to get to a point where all users can use that marketplace, can mint whatever they like, when they like. As I mentioned just a bit ago, we'll want that to be on the Polygon network, because currently if you want to mint an asset, it would cost you about 150, maybe as low as $50, you know, but it's pretty expensive for the average user to mint right now on the Ethereum blockchain, which is where we're at. We're going to transition over to the Polygon network where it will cost less than a penny for you to mint. So, you know, it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait for sure.
Thank you, Kodazeni, for reminding me about rolling earlier. It makes it so much more fun to be able to tactically roll around.
Fidel Florez, are you guys streaming on Twitch? Yes, we simulcast this broadcast on Twitch TV, on YouTube, on Facebook, on DLive, on Theta, and on twitter.com/thesandbox. Could I make a game that has so I could make a game that has DLC area kind of thing where they need a special NFT to unlock a special section? Not yet, Panda, not yet. But if you were to have two lands that are adjacent, you could make the first experience just as it is, and then if they want to go to the second one, you could say, hey, you know, you'll want to have played the first one, this is DLC for that, and charge a separate fee. This is actually kind of an ideal model if you want people to know who you are, know what games you're making, is you make the first experience free, I think, and then when they play your game for free the first time, they get to the second half and say, would you like to play the expansion on this story? It's going to cost 1 sand or whatever it is, right? 1/8 of a sand, according to Alex, for if you want it to be $1, right? But you know, you do that, and then people will be like, "Oh yeah, this was a great experience that I just played. Now I'm going to go in here and I'm going to play a similar great experience. It's worth the money, right?" And then you could get them to the end and say, "Other games here, 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 and here." And Alex showed a tutorial on this last Saturday for how you can make right near the end of the stream for how you can make a portal-like system that'll show people where your other lands are if you happen to own multiple lands.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is anybody in here currently earning gems for minting? I'm trying to figure out if it's worth staking for these right now. Currently, that is not a thing on the network. You will not earn gems from staking. You can see that UI update. We're getting ready to introduce that on the website, but it's not ready yet. If you stake today, you're adding liquidity to the Uniswap V2 pool, and you're earning SAND tokens directly. You'll also be able to earn the NFTs that we release monthly, but that system, once again, along with all the rest of the ecosystem, will soon move over to Polygon. So it's important for you to kind of do the math and see if your value is worth it. And there are some tools available that you, I think, can ask about on our Discord, and they should share them from an ambassador, where you could see kind of your average return on your investment and see if it's worthwhile to you. You want to make sure that all those financial decisions you're doing your research on. Greenview says, can you make limited supply NFTs to reward the first few users that visit your game? Yeah, sure.
So a good example for this is what Andy, Ritchie, and Touche have been doing. They have set up their own Discord server for the stuff that they do, and they're very active on social media to pay attention to when people tag them on stuff. So they ask people to the zombies getting up is great. Like, it's very convincing. The zombies standing
Alex,
up.
I apologize. I just refreshed the page, but I saw that there was some spam on there. Could you kill that? Because I refreshed the page so I could post a link, but you could see them in there. You know what I mean? You get these folks out there. Hey, just a reminder, if you're watching on Facebook, do not send anybody any amount of ETHs. There is no way that they can multiply them instantly. It's a pretty overt scam, but sometimes it tricks people. You can't get free money for nothing.
Yep, I got them.
Thank you so much.
And typically, if we're giving away money, we don't ask you to send us money, because if we're giving it away, we don't need yours.
I'm gonna take away the word typically. We never have asked anyone for money to send them money.
Right. Yeah.
Never.
And we give away sand, not
ETH,
not Bitcoin.
Yeah. Is there any point in making games if I don't have land? Christian, yes. Absolutely. Yes. We currently are hosting a game jam. You can see it right now if you go over to our medium.com/sandbox game. I think that's the title. I'm gonna medium sandbox game. But go ahead and go over. Yeah, sandbox-game. Sorry. Medium.com/sandbox-game. You can see the current game jam that's running. People have created games like you're seeing here on this screen, and those games were submitted for the game jam. This is one of them for this game jam, based around the Walking Dead IP. Okay. The winner of that game jam is winning 80,000 sand token. That's about $600,000 right now.
Yeah.
So it's an extraordinary opportunity. Each and every game jam, we're seeing them grow, making more amazing games. So, that's just first place. There's also a second place prize. There's a third place prize. There's a 4th through 10th place prize.
Mm-hmm.
There is 100 sand for everybody who submitted a game at all. It's
a valid entry.
Right. Well, yeah, a real game.
Because we did,
just...
to give you some numbers here, we got over 750 entries to the game jam.
Sure.
And somebody, at least one person, possibly more, I'm not running it, was definitely botting it to try to get more sand out of it. It's very obvious that's what they were doing, and all of their entries are disqualified. So don't bot the system. You just crowd it up for the people who are actually working hard to make stuff. To put that effort into making an actual game. You
can make so much. Ironically, they could make so much more money by making a game, winning the competition, than trying to scam the competition, right? I mean, you look at 4th through 10th place, 10,000 sand a piece at $7 and some change right now. You're winning 70K, getting 10th, right? It's such a good, that's more than most people's wages, right?
Mm.
It's such a good deal. And you can take that money and reinvest it in some land. You get some land, publish that game, make long-term cash. You never have to leave the house again if you don't want to. It's so unique, so interesting. So, and then also all of those winners are earning a land NFT. All of those through the 10th place get to earn a land NFT. So the land NFT, what is that? Somebody said in the chat earlier, I think they were minimum $13,000 for a land right now. So it's remarkable. Anybody who's not making a game right now, you should be trying for sure. And there's more. Forgive me, Alex, but there's more because you have publishers, people who purchase land already. If you have experience with this tool, you say, I know how to use this. I've made this game. Here's my sample game. And they say, great, thank you. I need somebody who can make on my space. Now they're going to pay you in cash, in sand, whatever. It's just so many opportunities.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was going to bring up, is that there are a ton of job opportunities here. Companies, people that we partner with at the Sandbox. We only have so much internal staff. So our partners are actively looking for people who can work in the Game Maker and work in VoxEdit to make stuff for them. And we're working on setting up basically the LinkedIn of Sandbox. We're working on setting up, ways for creators to get in contact with landowners, because there are so many landowners who are, not necessarily, either they don't have the skills or they're not interested in creating stuff all on their own, or sometimes it's just so much work. You look at Whale Shark has a ridiculous number of lands. Would take him 200 years to build a game on every single land that he owns. So I'm, I don't know what his plans are for all the stuff that he has, but but there are people looking for your skills to put together a game. So sharpening your skills in a game jam is something you can get paid to do just by joining the jam. And it's a great portfolio piece.
I want to answer this because I did a little checking just to double check here. So this current game jam was announced on November 5th, right? The last game jam before that was announced September 3rd. So you have, there was about a 2-month break between these two game jams, but nonetheless, it's like that's a lot of time for you to be able to develop in as well. So if you could kind of maybe set a good base that you could pivot the themes for, then that's gonna be great for you. Let's see. Mariano asks over on Facebook, hey guys, new here is Alpha, a brand new game or an old one being relaunched? Asking because I saw land and assets for sale on OpenSea already. So Mariano, we have had pre-sales for these assets for some time. Alex and I are among the people who purchased in the first couple of land sales, and of course continued as we went through. The SAND token has existed since August of 2020. Land sales were done, what was the first one, Alex? November 2019?
I think it was November. It was around then.
Yeah.
I remember it being around Thanksgiving time.
Yeah, so we had, that was the first land sale, with essentially those land sales being promises to you that this content will be available, that you'll be able to do exactly what you're seeing on the screen here. And some of the white paper original features are still being built today. So these have existed. We are continuing to expand, continuing to grow and build every day. So if you're here for the first time, just know it's okay. That's normal that those are available for sale. But most of the lands aren't currently available for sale. If you'd like to see a simple map where you can see every land that you could possibly buy and their prices, you can go to the map at sandbox.game, and all of the tiles that are white color, those are available for sale, on OpenSea. Again. I'm so emotive with my hands. I'm just slap the mic down. They're you can see those prices. You can see which ones are available for sale. So you can see if there's a location in particular that you want to buy in. You can see what it's like, what it costs there. Let's see here. Manglo says,
not Jackie Chan. Weren't you the one who told us to turn the music back up? Or was that somebody else?
Jackie Chan totally did say turn it up. Absolutely. The Sandhelm game is giving away a land for one lucky person who mints one of their NFTs. You want to verify this, of course, with the Sandhelm team, but that's good news. I've seen Manglo around here, so I feel pretty confident saying that. I do know that the Sandhelm team as well is a pretty reputable team. So, interesting news from Nightbot. If you guys are seeing that over on YouTube, Adidas Original. Adidas, the brand that you know well for shoes, has landed in the Sandbox Metaverse.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. I was so excited to play this game.
Always-on virtual experience in a brand new 12x12 estate. So, we got some news popping in here. Just keep a lookout for that in the chat. Those news items come up, even though we are answering all of your questions live. We're getting so many people in here now. We're getting so busy that it's very difficult for us to take extra time out to do those now. 224 concurrent viewers. That's right, across all of our platforms right now.
We're gonna have we're having some of our ambassadors join us in the chat. I mean, our ambassadors are in the chat anyway, and they're great people. But I've specifically requested that they be around to answer some of the FAQs. So we always used to try to answer all your questions here live in audio, and there's just too many of you now. I can't keep up with it.
It's busy in here. I'm going to answer this question by the Crypto Reaper, who comes through saying, can I turn 9 1x1 plots of land into a small estate? Crypto, it's actually automatically already a small estate in terms of the game maker mechanics. If you make a 3x3 game and you have a 3x3 space to publish it in, that's all you need. In terms of the way it's visually represented on the map, that is still a future UI UX update. And, with all of the things you've seen change over the last month or so on the website, you could see they're doing a lot of different work. And you probably would agree that being able to see your layer 2 finance and your layer 1 finances is maybe more important than how it visually looks on the map for your estate. So It is a feature. What we talk about districting every once in a while on here. Original feature talked about in the white paper. So it's planned to come through, but just not yet. Can you split an estate into separate one by ones? Same answer. Yes, absolutely you can, but you will not be able to do so visually on the map. So you could have like your logo representing all of the 3x3 space, right? But then you could break it down and say, well, this one will be a 1x1 experience. This will be a 2x2 experience. This is going to be a 3x1 experience, and one more 1x1 goes right there. So you can split it up however you like.
Lozen's trying to give me a hint to the chat, and I'm not getting it.
Clankersh.
Something about the floor.
I don't have the authority to make that decision anymore, Clankersh. But I do appreciate you being such a veteran that you remember such a time when we did this. Clankersh says, am I right in thinking that after over 200 viewers, there might be a land giveaway?
Oh.
Please ignore this message if I'm wrong. So, folks, if you're just joining us, about this time last year, we were looking at these numbers and going like, hey, you know, here's the ridiculous moonshot. If we get over 100 people who are on the stream all at once, then we'll give away a land. And that's not the case right now. But I'm just bringing up this history to say that you should join us now, because we're going to have unique opportunities that are popping up now, and stick with us. That in a year you may go like, man, I wish I was there then when you were doing that, you know, Wizzy hat giveaway or something to that degree, you know. We were given, I mean, we ran out of Wizzy the Blues, and Wizzy the Blue right now is like over an ETH, I think, to purchase one, because Wizzies are so popular right now. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Bastion asks you, Alex, a very important question. Says, what class did Alex play in Warcraft?
You know what? I never actually played Warcraft. I played a little. I played a little bit of like the real time strategy Warcraft, but you don't play as classes there. So the only MMO I ever really played was RuneScape, and I was
Chef's kiss.
I guess you could say I played a minor class.
A minor? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was all into crafting, you know,
Same,
mining metals, making jewelry, enchanting it. Yeah. I was all about making that coin.
I'm with you. My RuneScape
what do they call
is
them
weird. It is weird.
Was it just gold?
Gold pieces, GP.
It was just GP. Okay.
Yeah. I said that the other day to somebody when they and they were like, why would you call it GP when it's gold? And I was like, bro,
gold points.
And it's gold pieces. But
or
yeah,
gold pieces. Yeah.
But nonetheless, RuneScape was the reason why I know how to do trading now. And when I say know how to do trading, I mean try to flip stuff and sometimes have an existential crisis in my failure. But nonetheless, overall, go up. Number go up technology, you know what I mean?
I'm lost.
Let's see here. There were some questions here. Oh, yes. Lucas is right, says, if I don't claim a claimable liquidity pool NFT now, while the TSB is on Ethereum mainnet, will I be able to claim them when things transfer over to Polygon? Just trying to plan things out and save some money on gas fees.
You know, I'm not sure if those are moving. I mean, when the new ones will move. The old ones, I'm not sure. I imagine we'll redeploy them on Polygon. But what I will say is you won't lose your opportunity to claim it. Like, we're not taking it down till all of them are claimed. So either it's not really going to hurt you to wait, except for the fact that Ethereum gas fees might continue to increase.
Yeah, I mean, do your research for sure on ETH gas fees and where they're going up and down over time. But
I didn't kill the boss. The zombies did.
If I was to guess, I would like just me, not TSB official, just me. I would say they're probably going to stay on ETH in terms of like redemption, and there will maybe be a new redemption page or something like that, or it may indicate layer 1 on those NFTs, and then say layer 2 for the new ones. But once again, that's more of a high level question for those people who make those changes, make those moves. So let's see here, answering the questions here. Bob Hayes says, authorize Arcane Network to access your account. Yeah, Arcane Network is the service you're using for your cryptocurrency wallet that you're automatically given when you sign up using social as an option. So you will automatically have a cryptocurrency wallet with Arcane Network when you do that. Let's see.
Is it as simple as opening this door? I've been running around for 10 minutes trying to figure out which door is unlocked. Okay, so
Yeah.
the door needs to
Okay.
open or something. When they're all locked, I kind of gave up.
To start to make games like this, where does a beginner start? You'll start by downloading the Sandbox Game Maker on the Create section of the website at sandbox.game. Okay, you can find dozens and dozens and dozens of hours of tutorials across multiple different community members and official channels. But the best way to get started is to ask questions in our Discord chat. Okay, so get in there, ask your questions in the Game Maker sections. There are lots of them. You can also watch live streams like Andy Ritchie over here on our Twitch chat. You'll see them making the faces right now up here in the corner. But Andy Ritchie does live streams regularly for the community. Andy is busy right now with the Game Jam, but nonetheless, live streams really regularly. Also, Touche, Loken, Cody Zene, there are so many people in this chat right now are people who you would want to watch them make the game. And you can ask questions there. They answer them all the time. They're very nice people. It's a great community.
Thank you for bringing up Andy again, because I never really finished explaining what Andy and Touche do. So somebody had talked about a limited NFT for the first people to like beat their game. So currently we don't have a way to send NFTs through the game. So we've got the season mechanics, but that's not something that users are really going to have access to quite yet. So there's the seasonal rewards. We might be able to implement something like that for users to create their own giveaway items or prize items in the future. But it's not going to be super soon on that one. How do I get up here? Can I? Oh, I was like, I can't really jump in this game, but I could still step up the steps. Good grief. So what Andy and Touche have done is they will release their game and announce like a hashtag to their community of like, hey, you beat the game, take a screenshot of the secret area, or when you find this item, or your best time for a speed run or something like that. Use this hashtag, tag us, and they pay attention to those. And so when people do those things, I've won prizes from Touche. I don't know if Andy's ever given me anything.
That's pretty funny.
But I have. Yeah. What?
Sorry, it's insignificant. Don't worry. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I know. I found a secret area in one of Touche's games and got something. I'll vote on Alex getting a Nina.
Hey, I vote yes.
Who all's voting? That's a big rat.
Chat says yes. There's a yes. Seeing yeses.
Oh, good.
There's a Tess, which I think is a yes, but it's just Tess. It's fine. Yeah, YWS. That's also another yes. Alex gets 2 from Jazzwolf. Oh, there's a 3rd from Jazzwolf. Another yes.
What is a Nina? So it's the French Bulldog asset on the Sandbox. If you search French Bulldog, that's
yeah. Andy Ritchie created this asset specifically and distributes Ninas almost exclusively on their stream, which is interesting to have him come in. Lucas says I has a Nina because Lucas joins Andy Ritchie on their stream regularly. Get that Doge. The Doge. All right. What do we got here? Are you going to do a Christmas event? Matthew Barnard asked. Well,
Yeah.
Matthew, that's a great question. That's a great question indeed. Last
Well,
year, on a live stream just like this one, we surprised
who's
everybody in
hitting
the
me?
chat period and distributed something called Santa Wizzy. And that's a great question, Matthew. We will see what happens this Christmas.
Santa's roasting on an open fire. What? I didn't say anything.
I can't believe you. I can't believe you've done this. It's Santa. Alex.
Yes, what?
Alex, it occurs to me that I haven't made a copy of this form yet, and I'm about to.
Well, we're just about done with this game, and then somebody had requested another game after this one. What time is it? I have no idea.
It's already
been an hour.
12 p.m. your local time, Alex.
I'm a little slow these days.
Imagine being a gamer, dude.
Imagine
Out
being
there.
a gamer.
There.
There's a lot of zombies.
We got all these gamers in the chat right now. They're like, bro, take a left, take a right. You know, they're pro tips out here. You know what I have to do is I gotta send a DM to myself so I can send it to the chat because I'm running on 2 computers like a nerd. There we go. Hey, what up? Go. Go. I'm opening up the chat. I'm opening up the chat. I'm opening up the. All right, folks, there's a link inside the chat right now that I have just submitted. If you fill out this information, you could be eligible to win an exclusive NFT from this stream. Alex showed it at the top. It is the Wizzy the Blue hat, specifically that you can use on your avatar inside the game while you play in the metaverse.
Oh, it killed me too! No!
Not quick says, dang, bro, you've been aim training? No, it's wall hacks, dude. It's wall hacks for sure.
The crosshairs work pretty well, as long as you're within range, because you do have a limited range here.
Grandview Media says,
I'm trapped in the corner.
Works. Interesting.
Let me go!
Oculus is owned by Facebook, right? I felt kinda
Oculus
weird
is
about
owned
that.
by Facebook now, yeah.
Once they bought them, they had made, and I don't know if this is the case anymore, so forgive me, but they for a time you needed to be logged into your social media account.
That is still the case.
Oh.
When Facebook went down a few months ago, like went really down, people couldn't play on their Oculus.
Yeah. Getting a lot of "hey" in the chat over on YouTube. What's up? Hey. Oh, you will not. No hacking. No hacking.
I'll try
Get the
to.
heck out of here.
Hold on. I have to get to a safe area.
Blocked. I got you. I got you. The only reason I asked you last time was because I accidentally refreshed the page as the spam was coming in.
Wow.
And so it was like, all right. What are the host Twitters? 1980 Wavy asks, so you can find Alex at Kami Saze. I'm putting it in the chat as I say it, and at the Vision X. There it is in the chat. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you want to follow us on any social media, I think we both have these almost universal at signs. It's so good. Alex, you're such a consummate professional. I meet very few people who have the same at on all platforms. It feels good.
Well, so right before I got into voxel art, I had gotten a low-end gaming computer, and I wanted to start streaming games because I already had a whole ton of games on Steam. And I was like, what am I doing with all these games? Like, let me start streaming or something. And the computer wasn't really good enough for that, but I had decided to consolidate all of my usernames to be the same across all platforms in an effort to solidify my brand.
All right.
And then
I think it's smart.
I didn't end up doing doing any of that
I mean,
stuff.
you kind of did though, right?
A little bit,
you
yeah.
didn't need to use it on all these platforms necessarily,
I died
but
again.
you got it. I always feel like whenever like a new gaming console or something comes out or they introduce a new network, I'm like, bro, I got to get it right now so that I can lock down my name. You know, because I remember back in the reason it's the Vision X is because there's one guy in France. I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is, but he took Vision X, and I was like, bruh, like I don't even remember what platform. I think it was just regular Xbox. He took Vision X, and I was like, man, you're killing me, dude. Because I had it on like everything that was just without the. And then I was like, that's it. We're changing everything. And Cosmo Grog says it's Seb. It probably is. You know, of all the people in all of France, it's definitely Sebastian Borket who took Vision X. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if that was the case, he would have brought it up in a meeting. You know what I mean?
Get the sniper rifle. Where's the sniper rifle? Oh, I didn't even see it drop.
All right.
Doing everything the hard way.
Pretty good.
Can I aim down the
Royal
sights?
Nerve says, getting my new computer in some days. Can't wait. New computer? Had the same computer for 7 years. It's done its time. Well, it's good to hear that you can get a computer in these less than computer days. You know what I mean? They're so like it feels like it's just a rarity to be able to get a PC at all.
Or at least one with the features that you want.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's true. CB says MetaMask ETH address or a Sandbox ETH address should be okay. Those are pretty much the same thing. So it's fair. You can use any Ethereum address. It will send it to that address. So the only question is really if that platform supports the NFT.
Yes.
Right. So there are cases
we lost
like
a Wizzy the Blue.
Yeah, like if you try to get it sent to Coinbase, it's probably not going to work because you'll never be able to see or access the NFT on that platform. So you'd have to be like really technically fantastic to do something else. Joy, just remember that you have to fill out the form in order to be eligible to win this NFT. So I put it in the chat, Joy. I know you've been there for a little while there. So. Yeah, I mean, Bob, it would be good to use the Sandbox wallet because all of the platforms that you see at the Sandbox have support for our NFTs. So you'd be able to see if you want it. It will go right into your account. You'll see it in your account. It'll say the assets that you have made or own there on that little profile tab. So what happened to Wizzy? 1980 Wavy. The Wizzies, we minted what, Alex? You had 200 of them.
There were 200. Somebody submitted their Binance wallet.
We've been streaming for like a year and a half now, giving away those Wizzies on every stream, basically, including some Wizzies that were distributed on community-based streams. So they're gone. They're all out now. There are no more, except for special events that Alex may host in the future at some point. But some of them got to go to the creator, you know what I mean? Alex gets to keep 10 as part of, making this amazing asset, this amazing community focused or community centric platform. So now the Wizzy Hat glitch has been created. You've seen it on this live stream. It will be minted and then distributed shortly. Bob Hayes, Wizzy for Christmas. You know, Bob, we did that last year. We did that exact thing last year. There is a Santa Wizzy asset that you can find now, I think, only on OpenSea. And this year, right after Thanksgiving, I'm going to make an announcement that we will have an auction for the remaining 10 Santa Wizzies, where that auction, all of the money that's earned from that auction is going to go directly to children's hospitals. Okay. So we'll have 10 of those that'll be available during this holiday. And any other special events are still pending. We have some ideas. Alex and I have been talking a lot about a lot of different ideas lately.
There's so many ideas.
So many ideas. So much going on in the background. So we got good stuff for you. Cody Berard asks over on YouTube, is this game created by you or someone random? Cody, this game was submitted by users who are in the chat over here on twitch.tv right now. And this game is submitted for a game jam competition. This game jam is just starting to end now, but we host these game jams regularly. And in this particular game jam, it was centered around the Walking Dead brand. Okay. The first place prize for this game jam wins 80,000 cryptocurrency tokens called SAND. One of those tokens is currently worth $7.63, meaning that that grand prize is about $600,000. So maybe this game wins. Maybe it doesn't. We'll find out when all the judges are finished with their judgment. You'll see on a stream here on a Saturday coming up in December who the winners are.
Yep, that is going to be on December 11th.
Andy Ritchie asks a fantastic question. So Andy Ritchie, Touche, and folks all across our community were gracious enough to join me for a 24-hour live stream that I did at the beginning of this month. And during that 24-hour live stream, user Touche, who had joined us, had donated so much money to the children that I just started calling him Daddy. I just started calling him Daddy during my live stream because it was 24 hours straight. I was tired, you know what I mean? And Daddy was there for me, you know what I mean? He was submitting the cash to the children, saving lives on that day. It was a fantastic time. And I did say that I would say it on this stream. So thank you, Daddy. Thank you for donating.
So what was the total that was raised for the charity again?
Between so the total raised the whole event for my team was just over $14,000. Okay, so among all of the streamers that were working together, we got quite a good amount of funds for the children, and that actually isn't closed. You'll see it on my Twitter at the top. You could still donate today if you wanted to, but my actual individual earnings, thanks to folks like Andy, folks like Touche in the chat. I think Jazzwolf was there as well. There were lots of people there that 24-hour time frame. We earned $6,904.20. Nice. It was a good time. We played a lot of different games, had a lot of fun. Brittany, where are you going? Going to the post? Okay. I do. All right. Love you too. I'll be done in a bit.
Lies.
Sand Daddy. Abuk says Sand Daddy. That's true. Touche. Touche is Sand Daddy for the kid. It was a good time.
There's so many zombies.
My coin market cap listing star. Oh. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad to see that it's in your bookmarks. Of course I have sand in my bookmarks as well, among some other great tokens in the crypto community. We have great partners, all sorts of different creations. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close down the forum because it has a ridiculous 283 responses right now. 283. All right, I'm going to click to generate here. User number 83 is the winner for today's giveaway. Who is that? Let's have a look. 83 is over on twitch.tv. Smitty BK is a user who's won today. Will Coinbase support Sand? I don't know. You got to call Coinbase. You know what I mean? I'm sure soon enough. Oh. Coinbase usually gives attention to tokens that get into that top 100 bubble, and we're in the top 35 right now, I think. Yeah. 32 right now, so, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I wonder if the sand I accidentally sent to Coinbase will magically appear all... I don't even want to think about how much it's
savings
worth.
Account. Wouldn't that be an interesting savings account? You send it to a place that just puts it off in the ether, and then that community starts supporting it, and you're like, oh, suddenly I have thousands of dollars I didn't know about. Yeah. Don't think about it, Alex. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it. That's right. Yeah, Touche was a champ during that. I just want to send once again another special shout out to Touche as the fun guy community specifically. So what he did during that live stream, while I was live streaming, if anybody purchased a fun guy, 50% of that purchase was going straight to kids. And so instantly you were seeing, I think, Cosmo Grog in the chat purchasing a bunch of fun guys because they were like, yeah, let's get these donations going to the kids. It was great. I don't know, super hype about it. But this is, once again, this is our community bubbles really like expanding, growing, you know, doing competitions like this, getting that, and then sharing the wealth amongst each other, like sharing the wealth with the community to charities like that. It's just so cool to see the growth here. This is just like, honestly, you know, with saying where it is, this is just a day of joy for me. Like seeing people just, you know, it's always expanding. It's fantastic. Need a fungi emote for Twitch. Yeah, Touche. Where you at with that? Where's that fungi emote? You know, consider it done. Okay, okay.
This is getting stressful. There's so many of these.
Are you stressed, Jen? No stress is allowed in this office. If you have any stress in this office, you're going to be fired.
I was hoping these guys would chase me into the zombies and then get attacked. Didn't work out that way. Oh, no, they're surrounding me.
It's more important when we think about the supply, though. That's true. True.
Oh, what's that out there? Somebody with a crazy helmet. I don't want to think about that.
You guys should make a children's hospital location in the sandbox so people can always donate to good causes. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. I'm sure that you could make a nonprofit organization just inside of a metaverse like the Sandbox, and that would work really, really well. You know, go in there, have a fun experience, and say, like, on top of this fun experience, you know, 90% of all the sand tokens that go into this gets used directly to children's hospital, and then, you know, what does the other 10% go to? You know, creating the next experience or whatever. You know, that is a great idea. Cody Berard asks, how high do you think sand token could rise? No problem if you can't answer that. LOL, if it's anywhere close to Axie or Illuvium, that would be crazy awesome. Well, Cody, hey, let me do the math for you really quickly, because I think that that's a great question and it's perfectly reasonable to answer. If you asked me the same question last year, I would have said $1.50. Okay, but you know, that was based on certain features, certain aspects then, right? How does that compare to now? That was also based off of doing an estimation of what you would call total market cap, right? So when you're looking at a price and you're saying like, okay, I think this company, the Sandbox, is worth as much as, let's say, Axie Infinity. That's the number you look at, and then you divide by the total supply. And then you'll know what the price should be if we're worth as much as Axie Infinity. If you believe that the Sandbox is better than Axie Infinity because it's more diverse or whatever it's going to be, maybe then you start to say, okay, well, this could go higher than that. And these are fundamentals that you look at when you look at what is valuation and what's the thing worth and blah, 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 right? So in terms of thinking like that, somebody mentioned earlier in the chat, if we're worth the same as Axie, it's $10 a share. If it's a better experience than Axie overall or whatever it is, then you could project it could be higher than that. So, you know, is it better than some other asset that's out there? You think, you know, Sandbox is more usable than, I don't know, any other company? Then you look at their total market cap and you think we could be higher than that. And, you know, that's the way that you could project those things. There's no way to say where it's going to go tomorrow, though, with that in mind, you know. We're definitely not here to take financial and give financial advice. It's just that's the way that I look at things when I think about my personal investment, is like, is this worth more than that? Is it more usable? Is it more fun? Is it blah, 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 right? And then you can go, okay, that's where it belongs. So yeah. House of Coin says, oh my gosh, is that a pistol? I mean, kind of, yeah.
Sniper rifle.
It's looking like doing a little snipey.
We started with the pistol, went to an assault, and we got a snipe.
Oh, yeah. One more shot, one opportunity, Alex. There we go.
Did not miss.
One-handed sniper rifle. Yeah, as you do. You know what I mean, Cody? You just come out and you're like, I got you, dog. I got you. I'm not shaky at all right now. Not at all. What's this under on Twitch? We're currently in a talk shows and podcast section currently, because we are discussing development and that sort of thing. When it gets out there more into the public and people are playing more, then we will be reaching out to Twitch to get that full the Sandbox game category out there. What's with the purple squares on land? Okay. The purple squares are lands that have been distributed already, but haven't been resolved on the blockchain. Right, they're reserved for. You can see there's a big sponsor on the bottom right. Most of those lands down there that you're talking about are for Japanese potential investors, basically. And it's kind of an agreement that we had made with that partner long ago, where it would be like, hey, this is the way they want to distribute. Okay, cool. It's getting intense, Alex. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of music happening. Why is that stick glowing? Oh, you could shoot it.
Yeah, it's like an explosive.
It's a barrel. Yeah. That makes more sense once, shot it. Also, I like the fact that it's glowing because it kind of tells me, interact with this.
It was foreshadowing from that car before when I was like,
yes, sir. That guy ran away.
There's more zombies over there. I think you got confused. What?
Not anymore, Alex. Lozen
I guess
says,
I don't need to.
I glow when I want someone to interact with me as well. A music playlist like RuneScape had would be so good. Yeah, I mean the audio expansion is dramatic. We're going to continue to expand audio options and that sort of thing.
We've got a lot of musical partners and more on the way. So
yep.
Audio is key thing.
If you were here, a couple of months ago, we did a land sale specifically with like DJ Blondish and Deadmau5 and Richie Houghton and all of those, so we recently had a Snoop Dogg announcement for a land sale that's coming up in the future. So, we've got a lot going on, a lot of stuff going on. Okay, does anyone know how we will be able to charge for the experience when we publish the lands? Yeah, it's pretty straightforward system. Honestly, you essentially just have to choose if you want to either be free to play, set a land price, or associate your land with an NFT. You could say that this space is free always because you own this NFT and then just sell the NFT. Or what? What happened? Get in. You floor it, bro. Floor it. Floor it. Can you shoot them while you drive? I'm pretty sure it's hitting the windshield.
I was hitting them a little bit. What?
Ain't over yet. Oh, now the windshield's down.
Ah.
It is down. Oh,
we're in a car race.
Oh, jeez. Okay, you're supposed to shoot those people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
This is like a COD 4 moment.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Where's the helicopter?
Call of Duty, boys. So a question comes in here. Says, is the range mechanic a matter of extending
they're on the other
personal attack box? How's the educator life treating you, Joe? Thank you so much. It's going great. We are going to do a King Tai drone program this week, and these kids are going to have a great time literally learning how our like 100 meters a year of land falls into the ocean in our area, like from a particular spot. So they're going to understand more about how that process is going and how that can change. The important question that you asked, is the range mechanic a matter of extending the personal attack box? Yes. Sort of. I would speculate that what's happening is that you shoot the thing, you teleport from here to there, do the attack, teleport back in like negative time, and you never see it. That's what I believe is happening. How in the world did you do that section? Moving platforms, and what about the car? Lozen can answer that, I think, in the chat. We'll see what happens. You gotta keep a couple secrets close to the chest. You gotta keep a couple of those secrets close to the chest. They're trying to change the world with their game. They want to... It's magic, guys, Lozen said. It's magic. Wait, Wait, how do I say that? It's all caps but a period at the end. It's magic, guys.
All right, that was great. Thank you, Godazeni. Thank you, Lozen. Thank you, kiddos, for testing. Nothing broke. I just the one thing.
Thank you.
The one thing that made me sad is that I couldn't go back from once I went into the hospital and I realized I went into the hospital. I couldn't get back outside the hospital to clear the rest of the zombies. But that was it. It appears to be a ram or a sheep.
Yeah.
We're very close to it, so it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it was a great game.
All
Good experience. Right. I mean, unique, right? It's unique, but it's actually going to be interesting to see how that holds up against other third or first person shooter mechanics that we have submitted as well. Because you're not the only people submitting first person shooters, and you probably all learned it in a chat together. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out in the end. But it looked like a great game. You know, it played pretty well. I would have liked to see a little bit more story mechanic thrown in there, but there were a couple of nice little cinematic scenes there. You know, not enough checkpointing and like investment in the area. And you could have definitely killed a Walking Dead, forgive the term, experience by just reading the comics and converting one of those comics into the space a little bit more. Slap microphone. So we gotta
what?
Oh,
do I have to jump over?
Gold key, you know what I mean? Look at all those texts come up.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was like a tape to cut.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's 26 1x1 plots of make you a whale in the sandbox. Let me rephrase that for you, sir. Does owning $338,000 worth of NFTs make you a whale? Because that person does. They own 26 plots. There we go. Oh, they're deadly when they're red, sir.
I didn't jump off fast enough.
Didn't. Oh, I'm liking the fact that there appears to be like a speedrun way to do this, and then there's the way you're doing it.
I can't. I tried doing the tactical roll jump. Did not work. Ooh. Okay, so that just kills you. It's Fall Guys.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Oh, close. See, the tilting is creeping up, Royal Nerve says. I don't know what you mean by that. Tilt! Oh, yeah.
You messing with me?
There we go. Little hacker, man. What? What's wrong?
This is a checkpoint. Please be a checkpoint. What's going on? Is these things can knock me off, I'm guessing? That wasn't too bad. Oh. Oh, there we go. Yay! Cool. That was fun.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. So a game like this would actually mostly be possible as a social hub. There's no health bar or damage in the social hubs, but you can reset the character. So I'm not sure. I think there can be damaging items that kill the player, but you can at least make them like fall down to the bottom and then they respawn. So you could definitely do that. We actually coming up in the alpha, we do have a map that has stuff similar to this in a social hub area, so people can race each other. So
Voxel Empire says, what about those people who use public assets for their projects? In the future, you can put those assets up for sale. So when you make a game, you're not putting the NFTs or the assets up for sale. So those public assets are not NFTs. And so what you are selling as on your land for people to come play is the game code, the experience that you design, right? So that will mint separately. And when you mint to your land, the only question is going to be, are you minting other NFTs in your land, assets that are minted as NFTs, or are you just wrapping code in your land? Okay, that's it. So you can't put up other people's art for sale, but you can put game code up for play, if that makes sense. Or you could pitch your ideas using assets that other people have created. However, if at some point they decide that you used my Santa asset for your Christmas theme and they want to sell that NFT, then you can't design with that in the future because it's now minted as an NFT, and you'll need to own an NFT in order to be able to do your game. Okay?
There was a question if the creator of that game is earning sand for me playing it right now, and that is not yet. So what we're in right now is the Game Maker gallery, specifically the Game Maker Drafts gallery. This is a totally free platform that anybody can publish on. You can see we've got 284 pages. Obviously, not everything is up to the same quality or effort, but there's a lot of people who put a lot of work into these games, and there's 9 games on each page, so that's almost 3,000 games uploaded to the Drafts gallery, but nothing in here is monetized yet. So in order to monetize games, that's what you need land for. You publish your game to the land, and that will enable monetization features, multiplayer, seasonal quests, things like that. And that is going to be available for users after the alpha at some point. I don't know exactly when that's starting. The alpha is the 18 experiences made by the Sandbox, and that will kind of give you the first taste of what the seasonal experience is going to be, what those rewards are like, and will set the pace for the future. All right, so Kodazeni, Lozen, thank you for your great game. We had a lot of fun playing Clear. You can find it on page 1 of the Drafts gallery right now, as well as a ton of other The Walking Dead Game Jam games, which we will be holding the awards ceremony for on December 11th. So,
all right.
Tune in. Also, tune in this Saturday. We're going to announce more about what's going to happen with streaming for the alpha. I'm going to be streaming like 25 hours a week or something like that.
Heck yeah, dude.
It's going to be a lot. It's going to be fun, though, and I can't wait to play the alpha with all of y'all. So,
I'm excited.
Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you, Alex.
We will see you next time.